Hi, guys, and welcome back to the FPL Duo. Morning to everyone. Hope everyone's having a good start to the weekend. Up early today for the deadline stream, half an hour earlier than usual. We are going to stick to this routine for an hour and a half. I think it's just better now. So, yeah. But yeah, morning to everyone. How you doing, Jordan? Everything good?
Yeah, everything's good. The weekend is here finally, and we can enjoy the last bit of football before the World Cup obviously starts. So yeah, should be a good game week to talk about.
Yeah, a lot to discuss. Obviously, it is the game week 16 deadline stream, the final deadline stream before we break up for the World Cup. So some people are probably looking forward to the break and getting a chance to take a break from football and just watch the World Cup and take a break from FPL, where other people maybe will miss FPL again. But yeah, anyway, without further ado, let's bring up our teams for game week 16 on the screen. Um, so this is my team. We are going to get into all of that in a sec. But for those that have just joined the stream, please do drop a like if you can. And of course, a lot of news again, isn't there, this week surrounding, you know, Man City is the one I think we're going to be looking out for. Man City team news, because obviously we know if Haaland is benched, then that will make things interesting again for our teams. But anyway, let's quickly just go through my team because I've got a couple of decisions to make. So in goal, I've got Guaita, who's got Nottingham Forest away, which I'm probably going to keep because I think he's got a good game. Back four of Fabian Schär, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Gurhi, and Cancelo. So the back four is fine, I think. Midfield four of Martinelli and Saka, who have Wolves, and then De Bruyne and Salah. And Salah is my current captain. I like the midfield for this week as well, so that I'm happy with that. And then up front, I've got Mitrovic, who is currently flagged, guys, and Alvarez. So for those that do have Mitrovic in their teams, I strongly recommend that you sell him because he will be definitely out for this game. Marco Silva has said he's missing the game, so on Sunday. So you can definitely get rid of him, and I will be transferring Mitrovic out 100%. But it's just whether I take a -4 now. If Alvarez doesn't start, because obviously I've got Alvarez in my team, I could be tempted into taking a hit for someone else, but I'm not sure. I'll have to see. I could play Andreas, who's got Man United at home, so I don't take a hit. But we'll have to wait and see the current plans. Got Nanjay in the chat. Morning, guys. Morning, Nanjay. Hope you're well.
Morning.
Barnsey, morning, boys. Last game before the World Cup. How are we feeling? Yeah, I mean, feeling good. I'm excited for the World Cup. Let us know how you guys feel about the World Cup. I want to watch some international football. I think it'll be quite fun watching that. So, yeah, I'm excited for that, to be honest. And FPL wise, what about you, Jordan? How are you feeling for the World Cup and everything?
Yeah, I'm feeling intrigued by the World Cup because obviously this is my first World Cup in terms of fantasy that I've done before. So it'd be interesting to know how it all works, especially when it's every 4 years and we don't really get this opportunity that many times to do this
Yeah.
sort of thing. So yeah, I'm very excited to see how the World Cup shapes and how our teams do.
Yeah, of course, we will be playing Fantasy World Cup and making content on it as well. So do tune in for that. But yeah, it should be good. Felix, hi guys, locked in with the Pope, Cancelo, Trippier, Saliba, Eze, Martinelli, KDB, Kulusevski, Tony, Haaland, and Jesus. Good luck this week. Team looks good. Team looks pretty good. And you've got Haaland as a captain, he says. I'm really feeling Andreas for United this week. Well, yeah,
Yeah,
former player, isn't he? So,
former player, yeah. Andreas was with Man United at one point. But I say the way Andreas is playing right now, he's basically a fit Mitrovic at the moment because obviously he's on penalties too,
mm,
but Mitrovic isn't playing. So yeah, he's a good replacement for Mitrovic. I wouldn't hesitate to not play him against Man United.
yeah, I'm not completely against playing Andreas against Man United this week. I've also got him first on the bench. Whether I take a -4 not to play him is another question. I probably just I'll probably just play him, I guess. Man United, not the greatest defensive team, so you never know. Ara, hey lads, shout out to Ara. Excited for a bit for the World Cup. Not sure whether I'll do fantasy or not. Seems confusing to me, knockout structure. I mean, yeah, we'll have a lot of videos out on it, the way the rules work and everything. We know. For those that did play Euro Fantasy 2020, if I'm being honest, when I played Euro Fantasy 2020, it was quite fun. So I did actually enjoy it. So I thought I'd give this one a go as well and see how it is. So yeah. David, if last week is anything to go by, Haas best take some Valium in an hour or so. Nah, not today. I mean, do you think there's any chance the website can crash again? Because I think it could again, guys. So have your phones ready, basically. What I'm saying. So, what do you think,
Yeah,
Jordan? Any crashes today?
potentially, but I did hear there was a hot fix from the last crash that we had in fantasy website and app. So whether that hot fix fixes the imminent crashes that are going to happen near the end of this deadline, I'm not sure. But just to safety, just in case it does, I'll probably make my transfers half an hour before the deadline
Yeah.
ends.
Obviously, the only worry is we don't hear Man City team news till usually a lot later on. So if you are thinking of Haaland bringing him in, you could just wait because you want to know if Haaland starts. But in my case, obviously in my case, I can't even afford Haaland. So unless I take a -4, that is. So I'll show you guys what my current thinking is. So I've got one free transfer, of course, and I have 2.6 million in the bank. I could do Mitrovic out and do Darwin in. And this is what I'm probably going to do now. Or Darwin or Jesus. I could go either or, but I'm leaning towards Darwin at 9 million. And I've got the money to do it. He did go up, I think, last night, actually. Because he was 8.9 million. So missed out on the price rise, but it's fine because I still can afford him. So yeah, Darwin in. Or if I hear anything interesting regarding Haaland, I could do. This is where it gets interesting. KDB out, Foden, which probably is a downgrade from obviously from KDB, and then that will leave me the money to bring in Haaland. So I could do out Mitrovic, and then bring in Haaland for Mitrovic, and that's a minus. Oh, sorry, I can't even do it because I've got Alvarez. I'll have to take Alvarez out. My bad. I'll have to take Alvarez out, and that will mean I'll have to play That will mean I'll have to play Andreas as well, which I don't know if I want to do that. What do you think of that move, Jordan? By the way, as a -4, or do you not like that?
Um, I guess it all depends on Haaland or Foden whether they either one of them starts or not, because we've had this situation in the past where when we've brought Foden in,
Yeah.
he's ended up not starting
Mm.
despite being rested 3 or 4 times now. And yet Pep decides not to play him and benches him instead. And it's going to be the same scenario for Haaland, whether he is benched also, but I don't think that really matters because when he comes on, like before, he did
Yeah.
score. So Haaland's less of a worry. I'd say Foden is more, just because of the Pep rotation.
Yeah. With Foden, I think it depends on team news. So there is team news and ticks, that Instagram account that usually tweets out the Man City lineup. If I hear Foden is starting, then I could be tempted to bring him in for a -4. If I hear her Foden's benched, then better for me. So I don't need to take the -4. But got some few questions from Nanjay. Who would you have first on your bench? Nico or Andreas? Andreas for sure.
Yeah, definitely Andreas.
Mark says Emerson Royale and Solanke for Justin and Mitrovic. Royale, I'm not sure on Royale.
Nah,
I'm not sure on Royale.
not a fan of Royale, but I guess if it's a 1 week, well, it's a 1 week punt. I guess
I'd
that's why
prefer
you're.
Perisic. Would you prefer Perisic? If you were going Spurs, but if you had to pick a defender this week, I don't know if I'd be picking Spurs. Because do they keep a clean sheet against Leeds? I don't know. I'm not sure they do.
No, I'm not convinced they do, but there could be a potential assist from Emerson, maybe, if
Um,
not a clean sheet.
Looking at the fixtures, I mean, you could go for a Liverpool defender. I'm gonna say, but I don't know. Um, Other than that, Spurs, I'd prefer Perisic over that anyway. Jordan, this leads us on actually to how you're shaping up your team. Because I've got my team on the screen. Let's bring your team up and just quickly go through how you're lining up.
Okay, so let's start off with the goalkeeper. So we have first time ever I'm playing Danny Ward, who's got West Ham away. I'm not playing Raya because he's got Man City, so I think Ward has the better fixture. I'm lined up with the back three defence. This is basically the same as I've always lined up with. Got Cancelo's got Brentford at home. Anderson's got Nottingham Forest away. And Trippier, who's got Chelsea at home, which will be an interesting match. Newcastle and Chelsea. I do think Newcastle can keep a clean sheet against Chelsea, who have struggled the past 4 game weeks. So it'd be an interesting game to watch for that one. Next, we have the midfield. Quite congested midfield. We've got five. The first one is Bowen, who's got Leicester at home. I'm potentially giving Bowen another chance. Well, this will be the last chance because this is the last game week, but he has Leicester at home. Hopefully, he can get something from that, as I did bring him in last game week and he did blank, but hopefully he can get something for this game week, as he's a 1 week sort of punt, I guess, with his low ownership. Next, we've got Saka and Martinelli, who both got Wolves away, and both my Arsenal double attack. That should be a good game for Arsenal. I think they would want to finish top of the board in the Premier League before obviously the World Cup break. So I think Arsenal will give all they can for that match, and hopefully Saka and Martinelli can both get a return from that game. Next, we've got Zaha, who's got Nottingham Forest away. Another good fixture for obviously Zaha and Crystal Palace. I'm pretty sure they can score against Nottingham Forest. It just matters if Zaha is a part of that, but I'm sure he will be. And yeah, he's been a great asset for me, and I'm glad I held on to him until now. And finally, my midfielder is Salah, who's got Southampton at home, and he is my current captain for the moment. So it's another good fixture for Liverpool, especially at home as well. Southampton have struggled, and as normal, Liverpool have been putting the goals away, even though they haven't been the best so far this season. But I could definitely see goals from Salah, definitely, and we'll see how many he can get. And finally, the front two up front, we've got Darwin Núñez, who I bought in last week as well, and we have Mitrovic, who is flagged for an ankle injury, so he won't be playing in the Man United at home fixture. So that is how my starting 11 is lining up. I'll just briefly go through my bench. I've got Raya, who's got Man City away. Tony, who's got Man City away as well. And Nico Williams, who's got Crystal Palace at home. And Fofana, who's got Newcastle away, but he's flagged, so he won't be playing as he is injured. So that is pretty much what my team looks like currently.
Okay, we're gonna come on to what your plans are. I'm assuming you're gonna take Mitrovic out in a sec. Um, but yeah, okay, let's actually chat about that now. In regards to your
Sure.
transfer plans, I'm assuming you're taking out Mitrovic. Um, for any
Uh,
who you got in mind.
well, I think this was pretty easy decision because there isn't many options around the price margin for taking out Mitrovic, because I do have 1.3 in the bank, and Mitrovic is obviously 6.8, so that leaves me with a 8.1, I think.
All
Yeah,
right,
8.1.
take Mitrovic out.
Yeah, 8.1 million leaves me with.
Yeah.
So the replacement for Mitrovic that I probably want to go for is Jesus.
Okay.
So I'll be going with triple Arsenal attack in that Wolves away fixture. And this is basically my first scenario. I do have another scenario that involves doing two moves instead.
So minus
So
four.
yeah, this is so. If I reset my team quickly, I'll just show you my second scenario where, if Haaland does start, for example, I will be taking out Bowen
Or
and basically bringing in a cheap, non-playing uh, player like let's go for that one. Yeah, and taking out Tony and bringing in Haaland, and that is my second scenario, and that's only if it's confirmed Haaland does start in that Man City game. But if not, I
yeah.
revert back to my first scenario, which is bringing in Jesus
So
for Mitrovic.
so you're open to a hit. You've changed your mind a bit because obviously in the team selection video you were quite against a hit. Are
Yeah,
you still open? So I'm assuming now you're open to a hit potentially, and you don't mind bringing in a Haaland for -4.
yeah. I think I'll be forced into taking another -4, just in the fact that if Haaland does start, his effective ownership and obviously the captaincy over him would be damaging.
Mm,
So I think I'll be forced to take a -4 to bring him back in,
yeah.
just to captain him, obviously, because it won't be worth it otherwise if I'm not captaining Haaland. But yeah, that is what the situation is.
Okay. I mean, I'm in kind of in the same boat as you. I could be taking a -4 to bring Haaland in because I don't have him. I took him out last week.
Yeah,
Um, Barnsley, I think the website is a bit more reliable than the app. Not in my experience. I feel like the app is just a bit better. Because obviously, last week I couldn't get onto the website. It just crashed, and then the app ended up working for me. Uh, David asked this question: what's Jordan's breakfast cereal of choice?
my cereal choice, David, is chocolate shreddies.
Chocolate shreddies. Nice. um, Barnsley, I've got Mitro out and Wilson still, ill. One free transfer, zero point 0.8 million in the bank. Should I go for Wilson to Firmino or keep Wilson and do Mitrovic to Watkins, Alvarez, Martial? I'm not sure on Watkins. Um, Martial's interesting. He's back from injury now, and he did play in the Carabao Cup game against Villa, and he did score as well, Martial. So that's an interesting pick, a bit of a differential. Alvarez is interesting because I actually have Alvarez in my own team, and whether Alvarez starts or not is we don't know. So we'll have to hopefully wait for team news. If we get news Alvarez is starting, then I'd be tempted to do it, Alvarez, but I'm not sure he starts. And well, what's your thoughts, Jordan, on that question anyway? Would you do Wilson to Firmino or Wilson to the other guys that you mentioned?
Um, I'll probably do the move where you keep Wilson and do Mitro to either Watkins, Alvarez, or Martial. I think there's more upside in going with one of those three players rather than Firmino, who
Yeah,
I think we spoke about Firmino, how many blanks he's had in the few game weeks that he's played in. So I think there's more upside to either going for Watkins, Alvarez, or Martial. And out of those three, I'll probably pick, if I know Alvarez is starting in that Man City game, I would probably pick him again, as he
yeah,
did score last game when he started as well, against Brentford at home, who have struggled. Um, I think it'll be a good pick.
yeah. Fair enough. Um, Felix Fleming, really think you should consider Jesus Us. He's drew a goal and we're playing such good football. Wolves weak at the back as well. I have considered Jesus if I'm honest. It's either Jesus or Darwin, and I've got double Arsenal attack already. I've got Saka, Martinelli. Now I do like Jesus. His underlying numbers are very very good. Jesus. I know he's been on a bit of a drought in terms of scoring goals, but his numbers are good in terms of expected goals, and he does get involved. He's looking good on the eye test anyway. But I think Darwin against Southampton at home could be good as well, and it's a home fixture, so it's tough. Maybe the Liverpool fan in me wants to go with Darwin. I don't know, but I think they're both good picks, and yeah, I think Jesus definitely against that Wolves backline could cause damage. Um, Nanje says Gurhi, Andreas, or Nico first bench. Jordan, what do you reckon?
I'll probably say Gurhi as a first bench option. I know Crystal Palace defence hasn't been great, but they do have Nottingham Forest, so you would hope that they keep a clean sheet at Crystal
Mm,
Palace in that fixture because Nottingham Forest have struggled for goals and wins so far this season. Otherwise, if you're not confident about Crystal Palace keeping a clean sheet, I would probably say Andreas as the attacking option for
yeah,
that game, obviously because Mitrovic is injured and Andreas, if he gets a penalty, we know he's taking it, and he's playing against his old club, so there is that too.
yeah, I'll probably go Andreas. Probably. Um, yes, he's a chocolate cherries man. Yeah, he is.
I am indeed.
Um, but yeah, let's wait and see what happens with City anyway, because I think whether that City team lineup is going to basically dictate what we do in our transfer moves. Because
Yeah,
if we hear Haaland's playing, then that changes things again, and that might mean we have to bring them in because I'm not sure I want to go without Haaland because it does worry me. Haaland against Brentford at home, we know what he can do, and he's going to be highly captained, isn't he?
very highly captained. Um, I mean, it, it's going to be a good outcome if he isn't starting, even though he will come on, but it'll be better that way, I think. Be more
Yeah,
comfortable knowing that he's not starting straight away.
yeah, I do believe he'll start. I think he'll start, but also I'm waiting to hear um, on Twitter as you do. Um, but yeah, anything else in regards to Man City? Because Foden, what would you make of Foden if he starts? Would you be tempted to bring him in or?
I don't know. He's one of those players that I've regretted bringing in my
Yeah,
team at the
he's not
start
worked
of.
out.
No, he hasn't at all. Even if you held him on, he hasn't paid off because he's been benched all that time. I don't think it's worth bringing him in now as a last week of fantasy football. I think there's other hindsight players you could probably go for because with Foden there's just too much risk of in
Mm,
case he doesn't start or is benched and then comes on for a few minutes. And
yeah,
also with the worry of the app or website crashing, you don't want to be stuck in that situation where you're trying to bring a player in while waiting for the news from Man City uh, to stop you from making a transfer for your team.
yeah. I think that will depend on leaks. Um, if we hear some leaks, and then I'll change. For example, as an Alvarez owner myself, I'm waiting for an early team leak. If that early team leak comes and I hear Alvarez is playing, then I'm going to keep him for sure. But if he doesn't, then I'll probably have to take him out. Chief, what do you reckon about Wilson transfer out or interesting question? Obviously, Callum Wilson is he flagged or he's ill, isn't he?
Yeah, he's flagged for illness again.
I think he's not going to play.
No,
I,
I don't think so.
I'm just looking at the comments. So the last of what we heard was he trained away from the group. So Callum Wilson did train away from his group due to illness. So that doesn't look good. So if I owned Callum Wilson, I'd be looking to sell him probably. Now I know he's just ill, so maybe it's just it's a minor illness, and then he should be back for that. That he trained away from his group only yesterday does worry me. I mean, will he play? You reckon, Jordan?
Uh, honestly, I don't think he will. I think because he is in the England squad as well, Wilson, so he
Yeah,
might potentially just be rested for that game and just
yeah,
uh, recover, I guess, for the World Cup. I don't think Eddie Howe is going to play him.
yeah. You probably look to bring him out if you got Wilson, or if you can bench him if you have anyone on the bench. But yeah, I'd probably get rid of him. Where do you guys think Man United will finish in the league this season? Says Nanje.
Hmm.
What do you reckon?
Well, I think they'll have a decent finish, potentially in the top four. But I'll probably say they finish fourth in the league this season. I think they'll just make it into that qualification for Champions League. Uh, but they are a team that surprise where they finish in the table because you always think they finish mid-table the way they play. But I think this year they could potentially finish top four.
So you think they'll get it? You think they'll get top
Yeah,
four?
yeah, I think they'll just about get it.
Yeah, I think. I mean, a lot depends on January transfer window as well. If Liverpool make some signings, I think Liverpool can still recover. But at this moment, yeah, Man United fourth, fifth. I think um, January. I'll have to wait and see what happens in January. Then I'll probably better informed to make that decision. Brian, hi lads. Who would you go for between Martial and Jesus? Jordan, what you
Um,
doing?
I'd personally go for Jesus, and there's a reason for that because of not having a Haaland in your team. Because Jesus is still highly owned, not as much as Haaland, he sort of mitigates the rank gain as well. So, say if Haaland does well, your rank goes down obviously if you don't have him. But if Jesus does well, if you do have Jesus, your rank goes up. So it can balance it out a bit if Haaland does return, but if also Jesus does as well, it can sort of help you not have a massive red arrow in that sense. So,
Um,
but at the same time, Martial is a low owned player, so it could work in that favour too.
yeah, it's whether you believe Martial's going to score against Fulham, which I don't think is an easy fixture for Man United. Fulham away uh, at Craven
Mm,
Cottage. I think it won't be easy for Man United, so that does slightly worry me. And the reason I'd probably go Jesus still, being a bit boring. Arsenal are playing. Arsenal are just playing a lot better football than Man United right now. And Jesus, even though he hasn't scored as of late as much as we would like, um, he's always involved, isn't he? Like whether he can get an assist or even a goal, or like he's always involved in every build up of attack. So
yeah.
it's hard to look past Jesus for me. But Martial is. I still prefer Darwin over Martial for this week if I was going different. But I know the price difference is quite a bit, so maybe it's not
Mm,
possible.
yeah, absolutely. I'm not sure with Martial as well, just because of coming from injury.
Yeah.
I'd be very worried if he reoccurs again.
Hizami, morning lads. What to do with Alvarez, Nico first bench, Andrea second? Um, in regards to Alvarez, I'm in the same boat now. Literally, I am waiting for team news, and hopefully we get a leak from uh, team news and ticks. You know that account on Twitter and on Instagram. I'm basically hoping they tweet out the Man City lineup, and I will make my decision based on the lineup. So if Alvarez is benched, I'll probably have to take Alvarez out. If we hear news Alvarez is starting, then definitely hold Alvarez. You'd want to play him if he starts. I think he's a good option, definitely to get goals in that fixture if Pep plays him. But will Pep play him? I'm not so sure because Grealish had a good game against Chelsea in the Carabao Cup. He could play again, and we know Pep's rotation and the way it works. We don't know what Pep's going to do. So basically, hold on to him until we hear team news. If we don't get team news, I guess just keep him. I think that's all you got to do. Probably keep him and hope he comes on. Um, please like the stream, guys, and subscribe to the channel. Yeah, if you haven't, guys, already, um, please do drop a like on the video. It really helps our channel out and it helps us support, the growth and all that for the algorithm. So please do like, and if you haven't, please subscribe to the FPL Duo YouTube channel. Start Wilson, Doherty, or Gurhey.
Um, Property Gurhey.
Yeah,
Um,
well, Wilson, we said as he's ill, isn't he?
yeah, Wilson's ill. I don't think he'll start. And Doherty is another one. Don't know if he'll start.
Probably
And
not.
Gurhey's the only one that's going to start. And
Yeah.
he does have Nottingham Forest away as well, so he has a not a bad fixture either.
Yeah, I'd probably start Wilson in case Wilson plays, in case he starts. Then if not, I'll have Gurhey first bench, and then the auto sub will kick in for you. But that's probably what I'd do. I'm tempted to be crazy and captain Kane as a punt, but don't think I have the guts for it. I mean, Kane's got Leeds, hasn't he? Is it
Yeah,
Leeds?
Leeds at
Yeah.
home.
What you reckon about this Kane as a captain against Leeds?
I don't think it's a bad idea. He has a good record against Leeds, Harry Kane. And at the moment, with Kulusevski back in the team, uh, there's a good chemistry between those two. So I don't doubt Harry Kane scoring in that game against Leeds,
Penalties as well.
especially with, yeah, Evans as well. And with Kulusevski back at the team, it just makes it look so much better for Spurs. And like we saw last
Yeah.
game week when he came on the pitch, instant response, an assist from Kulusevski and a Kane goal. So it may not be as crazy as it may seem, NJ, but crazy times call for crazy measures, as I said last time.
Yeah, and also regarding Spurs, I think Kulusevski is actually a decent shout for a pick this week. If you are looking for a Spurs midfielder, um, I wouldn't be against bringing in Kulusevski as a pick. I think he has the potential this week as a differential, low owned. He could pay off as well. So if I could bring Kulusevski in, I probably would. But Kane, yeah, I don't think Kane's a bad shout. If you have Kane, I think he's a good pick this week. Even though Spurs actually have been struggling, they just got knocked out to Nottingham Forest in the Carabao Cup with a 2-0 loss, I believe, midweek. So David had no idea why Conte starts Royale ahead of Doherty. Yeah, no idea really. Royale he doesn't look as good going forward. He looks a bit awkward in the final third. I've got Doherty in my team as well, and that transfer has not paid off at all. When I bought him in, he played like 2 game weeks, and then he just never played again when Royale came back from injury. So yeah, I don't know why Conte is doing that. And he doesn't even play Spence. Obviously, they bought Spence, didn't they? And
Yeah,
he's not got much game time at all either.
maybe Conte's just trying to see if it clicks or not.
Yeah, he probably just prefers Royale, I guess.
Yeah, personal choice.
um, but yeah, what we're saying for captaincy as well, because we both have the captain's armband on Salah at the moment, who's got a fixture against Southampton at home. And Salah, as we mentioned recently, he does look back to back to his old ways in terms of output. He's scoring again, got 2 goals against Spurs. And it looks like he's just more confident now. And Salah, are you confident, Salah, in against Southampton this week?
Yeah, I don't see why Salah can't get something from that Southampton game. I mean, he did against Spurs, which was a much tougher fixture. So, in theory, with Southampton, which you would say is a easier fixture for Liverpool and Salah in general, I don't see why he can't do the same or even get more in that game. And with well, personally with me, when I go and double the attack with Liverpool, because I got Darwin and Salah, I
Yeah.
feel more comfortable with having the captaincy over him.
Yeah, you've got Darwin as well. Obviously, I'm planning to bring Darwin in. What's Darwin's ownership currently?
It has crept up a lot. Let me just check.
You could check on the screen. I've put your team back up.
It is just hovering below 9.9%
Okay,
Darwin's ownership.
still fairly low, Darwin.
Yeah, fairly low. I don't know how many transfers in. He's had a lot of transfers in this week. He's had 284,000
Yeah,
people. So he's a popular
popular pick.
Yes.
Yeah, I like Darwin this week. We know he's going to start as well. He should start. Liverpool don't really have any other options with Diaz and Jota still out. And yeah, Firmino, that's why I'm quite kind of against the Firmino transfer in. I just think when Darwin plays, Firmino becomes less of a goal threat because we know Darwin usually hogs up all the chances in that sense. The ball usually goes to Darwin and Salah, and Firmino plays more of a reserve role when they play. So that's why I'm just slightly against bringing in Firmino. If Haaland starts, I will keep I will still keep Alvarez against Mitrovic. Is Haaland nails to start? I mean, this is the question, I guess.
Unknown to this point, Hamza, whether Haaland starts or not. It's a question we're all waiting to hear, hopefully soon.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we probably hope to get some team news regarding Haaland.
Yes.
But if we don't get team news, guys, because we might not get team news, so we can't. I guess we can't just base it off team news in the sense. Imagine we don't get team news, then what? What would you do if we don't hear anything? Would you
I'll
just keep
just
Haaland?
I'll just keep my team as it is and just do my first scenario of taking out Mitrovic for Jesus. If I don't hear anything within the last half an hour of the deadline, I'll be doing my transfer to Mitrovic to Jesus, and just have to hope Haaland doesn't start.
Yeah. Relax your mind, Solanke or Martial. I'll be tempted for Martial. Who's Solanke got?
I'll go for
Everton.
Solanke.
Okay. I'm gonna say Martial. Why not be different? I guess. Um, Albiazul. Hope I said that right. Hey, greetings from Colombia. So shout out to you. I have Wilson and Mitrovic. You think the wise decision is to take Mitro out? Yeah, you got to
Yeah,
take Mitrovic out for sure. I think obviously Mitrovic isn't playing. That's confirmed by Marco Silva. So yeah, I think that's a wise move. Mitrovic out. That's a transfer that we're both probably going to be making as well because he's not going to play. And yeah, the options you have Darwin. If you can stretch to Darwin, you have Jesus, similar price range ish. You have also the cheaper strikers like Solanke, Martial if you want to take a punt. But yeah, I think Mitrovic is, in your case, that would be the best thing to do. Haas, will you be sticking with 4-4-2 after the World Cup? It's hard to say. It's quite hard to say. Probably not. I don't know yet. I might just go three at the back. I'm not sure. It depends on. I think it will depend on what I have to look at the fixtures and see who's got the best fixtures, and I think it might be three at the back, but we'll see.
yeah, I think definitely three at the back has worked out
Yeah,
pretty much up to this point. It hasn't really gone. Five at the back hasn't really been that great, or four.
yeah. I'll let you take this question, Jordan. I'm just gonna quickly pop down. I'll be
Okay,
2 seconds.
okay. I'm down to three options: Jesus, Martial, or Firmino. Out of those three options, personally, this is probably the move I'm going to make for my transfer, but I'll probably say Jesus. He's got the Wolves away fixture, and I think Arsenal will have a good game in that one. And the way Jesus plays as well, I think Arsenal have one of the best attacks in the season at the moment. And for that fixture where Wolves haven't been that great, like they don't score many goals, and defensively they've been a bit open. And I think that is mostly because of Connor Cody leaving Wolves has kind of affected the defense a lot because he was basically their person to look up to and their head defender. So with him gone, it's a massive issue for Wolves at the moment because they lost their main man in defence. So I think I'll favour Jesus over Martial and Firmino. I'll probably say Martial is a second option that I'll probably go for, if not Jesus. And Firmino would be my my third option to go for. But overall, I think Jesus would be my option.
Fair enough. Yeah, I probably agree with you there. I think Jesus is probably the one I'd go for, as boring as it is. Because the Martial is probably the more exciting pick because obviously being low owned and everything. So if you are more of a, it depends what type of manager you are. You like taking that bit of a risk and that you want to take that 1 week punt because obviously we are in the last week before we break up for the World Cup. So if you want to be different, then Martial for sure. I like it. Firmino, I'm not so sure with Darwin etc. playing. I think I'll go Martial as a punt if he starts. Um, yeah, it could work out for sure.
Absolutely.
Kuanda as well. Morning. Um, must I sell Foden and Costa? Then I get Kulusevski and Alvarez. I have Cancelo and Haaland already. Alvarez and Haaland could both start or one come in second half. Um, I'd keep Foden if you can, because if he does start, then I think he's a good pick. But I do like the Kulusevski shout as well, if I'm honest. I mean, if we don't get any team news, then yeah, probably do the move. But if we do get team news, then I'd keep Foden. I mean, this is going to come down to like literally that stream like last week when we
Oh
know the
dear.
team.
I
It's hard
mean,
to say, but if I was you, or I mean, if I had Foden myself, I'd look to play him if I knew he'd start. But I know people are worried in regards to him not in regards to he might get benched. But as I say, it all is dependent on that team league. But if we don't get the team league, then probably do the move, get Kulusevski in, and Alvarez is another one. I don't know if Alvarez will start, guys. I have Alvarez myself. I'm not so sure. I know I've heard people think he'll start, but if Haaland's starting, I mean, Pep has said they could both play up top, but yeah, I'm not so sure on that one about Alvarez. I think you'll have to keep that bench order done in case he doesn't start. But he might come on either way. Martial is 0.7% owned. I am so far behind my mini leagues mates. Yeah, I mean, if you are chasing a bit, it could work out Martial. If you do want to go different and chase, he's low owned as you said. We know he's going to start probably off the back of a goal on the midweek. Now I don't hate the Martial move. It's just if I had to be honest, I think Jesus still for me is more likely to score. I don't know.
yeah, Martial numbers will be limited. I don't think he'll be playing full 90 either. So
Oh yeah, potentially.
yeah, because Ten Hag won't force that on Martial just from back from injury. He won't take the risk of playing him for that many minutes either. So I would be worried about how many minutes Martial does play, and how he does play will affect
Yep.
how many minutes he does get on the pitch.
Mm. Um. Yeah, I'll go Jesus for sure. I'm just gonna look at some of the odds. So I always do this usually. I'll bring up the goal scoring odds. So apparently these are the returns. So these are the return percentages of these players. So in game week 16, Haaland has an 80% chance of getting a return, according to these stats. Kane is 74%, KDB is 73%, Trent surprisingly 72%, Salah as well 72%. So you'd want your Man City players for sure, because of their high percentage. And Martial actually has a 64% chance, according to this, of getting a return. So Martial, he actually predicted to Martial's predicted to get a return ahead of players like Darwin. Darwin only has a 55% chance, obviously, of a return this week, according to this tool. Um, so yeah, it's quite interesting actually. I didn't realize that Martial's 64% chance quite high. So maybe it could be a good move. If Alvarez is confirmed to start, I'll go for him. Yeah, if Alvarez is starting for sure, I think he's a good pick. Jordan, if we get team news and Haaland is benched, are you not tempted to go for Alvarez instead of Jesus as you already have double Arsenal attack? Good question for you.
I haven't really given it much thought about Alvarez, if I'm honest, if that's the case.
Because you don't have any City, which is
Apart
a
from
flat or attack.
Cancelo, yeah,
Yeah, City attack.
attack-wise for Man City, I don't have any. Um, yeah, I'm not quite sure. I'm not very like persuaded for Alvarez, even though he did do well last game. For some reason, I've got Jesus on the mind instead. Even though I have double Arsenal attack, I feel like I should just go all out for that game and hope that it's a high-scoring game for Arsenal. And also, there was another reason why I've gone for Jesus. It's obviously because of his ownership. if he does do well, it does affect the rank as well because he is highly owned too, Jesus. And without having Haaland in the team as well, if both do well and I don't have either one of them,
Mm.
it's a massive
I,
red arrow.
Also, I was going to say you probably are quite confident on Arsenal this week. You know, triple Arsenal
Yeah,
against Wolves. I'm assuming you think there's going to be a big score for Arsenal here.
yeah, I think they would want to finish that game early just because it's the last game week before the World Cup. They will finish top of the table if they win against Wolves today. So they'll want to finish strong and in first place before the break. And yeah, I think they
Mhm.
would want to put a lot of goals behind Wolves just to ensure that major players like, I don't know, Saka, Martinelli and whatnot are rested for obviously their international teams as well. So
Mhm.
yeah, I think Jesus is the route I'll still go down. I don't think I'll be going down the Alvarez route.
Mhm.
Plus, it's even if we find out news about Man City before the deadline comes to an end, because I don't
When,
want to be in that situation where we're panicking trying to make transfers.
yeah, I'm going to use my phone, I think. So I don't know if Haaland's going to play. I don't know, if Haaland's going to play or not. Because we need to start making moves soon, I guess, because
Yeah,
there's about 40 minutes before the deadline
yeah,
ends.
about 40 minutes. So
Um, but yeah, we'll start making our moves, I think, soon. But still waiting, for that.
I'm just going to set my page up just in case.
Yeah, hold
Uh,
on. I'm just seeing. Has that guy tweeted out anything? He's not tweeted anything. The team news, and ticks guy that usually leaked out the Man City lineup last week. Look, if nothing happens, I'll have to just bring Darwin in. Um, Nanjay, big green arrows going into the World Cup for everyone watching the stream. Yeah, hopefully for everyone that is watching the stream, that is the case. And if you haven't, guys, I've got to say, if you are watching the stream still, please drop a like, guys, if you can. Evan, is Haaland and Foden starting? I wish I knew. It doesn't look like we're going to get news.
yeah, this is a problem.
Yeah, hopefully they do, but literally, I'm not sure. I think Haaland will start personally, but I can't promise that. And Foden, I don't know about Foden. He surely should start after the benchings he's had in recent game weeks. 3 benchings, I believe, in a row. Could it be 4 today? FPL Boo Boo, hi duo, my team. Fabianski, Trippier, Cancelo, White, Salah, Trossard, Benrahma, Martinelli, Haaland, Kane, Solanke. If I do Perisic move, who would be benched? I wouldn't do the Perisic move if I'm honest. I'll just, I mean, your defense looks fine. I like your team. Maybe you could consider Ben Rama out for a Foden if he starts. If I don't know if you can stretch to Foden, but as I said, you'll have to wait for team news. But your team looks pretty good. I wouldn't really be wanting to bring Perisic in because I'm not so sure Perisic plays uh, up front. You know how we did against Liverpool in that Liverpool game where he was very advanced. So yeah, I'm not sure I'd do I'm not keen on Perisic. What about you, Jordan? Are you?
No, it's too risky for this last week. I think I want to know if Perisic starts or not, as well as where he does start as well. So
I think he'll start, but
yeah, that just
whether he
depends on,
plays, yeah,
yeah, it just depends where he plays, what position. But I mean, if you're confident Perisic can get something in that game, then yeah, you can go for it. If you feel like he will do well,
yeah, he'll play left wing, obviously left wing back Perisic, and then they'll have the front three of Richarlison's back, I believe, from injury. So Richarlison, Kane, and Kulusevski up front. Then they'll have Perisic as a wing back. So if you are happy with Perisic as a wing back, then yeah, but I don't
mm,
know.
I'd,
Is
I'd,
double Man United a high risk?
well.
is that I already have Rashford. I mean, I think it could be, yeah. I mean, it's not a high risk in that sense, but it depends if you trust Man United to score a lot of goals. I personally don't. I don't think Man United are that type of team that are scoring a lot of goals this season. Man United
Yeah,
usually score one goal here and there. I mean, I know they got 4 goals against Villa in the last game in the Carabao Cup, but Man United are quite a low scoring team. So I'd be I don't know if I'd go double Man United attack. Sorry, Man
mm.
United. I keep saying Man City. I don't know if I'd go double Man United attack because, as I said, I don't think they're a high scoring team.
Yeah.
Um,
As a Man United fan, I agree. I don't think they.
so going by the stats, Man United have only scored 18 goals in the Premier League so far this season, which is the 11th highest out of every team. Leeds and Brentford and Brighton have scored more goals than Manchester United. Leicester and Fulham as well have scored more goals than Manchester United in the Premier League. So they're not scoring many goals, Man United, if I'm honest. So I think double attack isn't my what I'd do. Hey, thanks for the live stream. No worries. I hope you're enjoying. Have Edward, would you put him or Andreas to start?
Yeah, I would put Edward to start if he doesn't because he is flagged for a knock. But you might as well just play him and see if he does start. If he don't, then obviously Andreas will come on for him.
Yeah. Got another comment from Guranch as well. What's happening, lads? Should I start Dyer or Trippier?
Oh, definitely Trippier.
Trippier. Okay, there you go.
Definitely Trippier.
I think Barnsley agrees with you as well. Also, I'm on Twitter right now, just seeing if we hear anything. A lot of people have gone Haaland captain, which does worry me, not owning Haaland. Salah, if I need a Salah hat trick or something, and I need a Haaland blank and a Salah hat trick, basically, but
I
it's
mean,
not happened at all.
Salah gets a hat trick and Haaland gets 1 goal. I think that'll be fine.
I just need Salah to outscore because last week
Yeah,
I took Haaland out and it did pay off in a sense that Alvarez scored, but then Haaland comes on, gets the penalty, and then it just wipes away my differential points,
yeah,
which is annoying. That's the
and
problem with
KDB
Haaland.
getting an assist as well with that.
Yeah, that's the problem with Haaland. Even if he plays 20 minutes, he can just get a goal out of nothing and then boom, red arrow for you if you don't own him. So
But
is it worth taking a -4 for Haaland? Is really the question, and I think it probably is still if
only
you're going
if
to
he
captain him.
starts.
Yeah, for sure.
That's the only reason why it would be worth taking it again.
Yeah, I'm tempted to take a -4 now to bring Haaland in. Whenever I'm just scared to go without Haaland, if I'm honest.
The problem is when we get near to the time of doing it, the website's going to crash. We've got to change the captaincy as well to over and whatnot. This is going
Yeah,
to be a massive mess.
I'm gonna do it on my phone. I think. Should I take a hit for White? Because I've got Delo and Justin on the bench, but I have to play Nico. Oh, he wants to bring in White because I've got Delo. Justin is injured, obviously. Uh, Probably not because
No,
I'll just try play Delo.
yeah,
Hopefully, he's a clean sheet, and then Nico, who's Nico got Palace.
Palace.
Yeah, I mean, if you've got nothing else to do, then yeah, go for it. But I'm assuming you've got a hit. No, not for a hit. I just heard that properly. Not for a hit. I think I'm going with Jesus, to be honest. Arsenal have been awesome this season, and Wolves are meh defensively. Firmino was my other option, but he's either a 2-point troll or a whole monster. Yeah, we've kind of spoke on this.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, Jesus for me personally is the best choice, I think, especially for Mitrovic swap, just because of Wolves defensively haven't been the same since Connor Cody left. I mean, he was the main man in defence, the guy that made the defence strong. But with him leaving now, it's not been the same for Wolves in defence. So yeah, I think
Yeah.
it's going to be a great game for Jesus. I think he can run rings around the Wolves defence.
Yep. Hopefully. Just seeing. I'm just refreshing Twitter really, seeing if there's any team news if I miss out on it. If you do hear any team news, guys, do drop it in the comments as well, because there's only like half an hour left before the deadline now. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna start having to make moves, or otherwise the app might crash on us again. Relax your mind. Start Dunk or Mings or Andreas. Andreas.
Andreas.
I'll go with Haaland if I was you. Yeah, I'll have to take a hit to bring him in. Jordan, are you starting Zinchenko or Dyer?
Well, if Zinchenko's playing, then I'll definitely start him. I mean, I didn't realise if he is gonna
He's back,
start,
I think.
then yeah, I'll probably start Zinchenko. I mean, I'm quite gutted that Zinchenko got injury issues because he would have been a great option to go for. But yeah, I'll definitely start Zinchenko in that case.
Yeah. Ikem, morning, guys. Morning to you. Firmino or Martial? Martial for me, I think.
Yeah, Martial. This is a popular pick between
Yeah,
Firmino and
Martial
Martial.
is a lot of people thinking of getting Martial in. I don't think he's a bad move, as I said, and yeah, I definitely prefer him over Firmino for sure for this week anyway. It seems like we're not going to get any leaks in like early team news today.
Probably in the last 15 or 10 minutes, we'll probably get something.
You know, issue with that though, when we all get it in the last 15 minutes, everyone just goes onto the website and it crashes it.
Yeah, that's the problem it's going to be.
All right,
I
Jordan,
think
are you happy to go without Haaland if you're to
um,
make a decision now? Because obviously that's what it's looking like. We're both going to do. Both of us are going to go without Haaland.
I want to say yes because we've got no other choice. If we're not going to hear any news anytime soon, then I'd rather have a team that I'm going with that I know I can do,
Yeah,
whether one that how struggling doing, where I might not be able to do it.
yeah. I mean, I think he'll start anyway. And for those that okay, he's tweeted out. Is that the right account? Yes, it is. So the guy just tweeted out team news and ticks 10:45. We should hear from him.
10:45. That's 19. No, 17 minutes.
Yeah. So he's tweeted out 10:45 UK time team news.
Which leaves us with
Or brace yourselves for an app crash. Basically, is what I'm saying.
only leaves 25
Do
minutes.
I risk? Do I risk waiting for team news though? Because if I do,
I mean, we'll have 25 minutes if that's going to be announced on that time.
no, we'll have 15 minutes. 10:45 and then 11 deadline. Like it's. I have a feeling it's risky to wait
Yeah,
because you saw what happened last time.
yeah. Didn't end well.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Well, should I do my moves now or not? Let us know what you guys are doing in the chat. We're gonna hear team news at 10:45. Are you gonna risk waiting till 10:45? You know, because the website might crash, or are you happy to just do your transfers now and have your transfers ready made, and just and forget about the leak because the leak's gonna crash the website. I just know it is, in my opinion. Yeah, 10:45, and we know what's gonna happen.
Maybe
Kind of,
we.
it's annoying, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very annoying. This is the problem with the late team news and deadline
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, everyone's saying 10:45. Shout out to everyone that has just joined the stream. If you haven't, guys, please do drop a like on the stream and subscribe to the channel. Sydney, Kulisevsky, or Martial? Martial's popular. I mean, I might go Martial. Why not?
I'll still stick with Kulisevsky, I think.
Okay. Don't own Haaland. If he's on the bench, Mitrovic to Martial and De Bruyne to Trossard. Wait, what? Mitrovic to Martial and De Bruyne to Trossard for a -4. I don't like the De Bruyne out. I'm not sure if I want De Bruyne out. I'd want De Bruyne in my team. I think he's a great pick this week. So
Yeah, definitely.
Mitrovic to Martial's, yeah, works. Sydney, Rashford to Martial. Martial.
Martial.
All right. Barnsley says Martial is rumored not to play. Is that true? I
Ooh,
don't think that is. I mean, I'll be surprised.
that'll be
I'll be mad if after after everyone brought him in. But nah, he should be fine.
it's interesting that.
For sure. Nah, I think he'll play though. If you ask me personally, I'd transfer Haaland in. I think he'll start. Yeah, I think he will. All right, let's go on the app. Have your app ready, Jordan.
Yeah, on my app I've got the Jesus move planned, and on the website I'll have the Haaland plan.
Oh, that's. I mean, the website. I wouldn't even rely on the website. I don't think the
No,
website is great.
but there's 2 avenues I could probably do in case the team news.
Do I take a -4 again? It just never pays off when I take one.
No, does not at all. I mean, I might go without Haaland if I'm honest. I don't think I'll
I'm gonna
be.
go without Haaland.
Yeah, I don't.
That
I'll
is
be
scary.
risking that.
I've got KDB.
Oh yeah, it's true. You got KDB, so it's not as bad.
Not as bad, but if if I had Haaland, I'd captain him. Because I don't. Obviously I'm going Salah, but could captain KDB. But I'd probably rather not do that. I just think Salah's what's his ownership's going to be? Effective ownership, you reckon? Because Salah, he's not been spoke about by many as a captain choice. I know he's got a good fixture, but everyone seems to be on Haaland or bringing Haaland in to captain him. Salah maybe won't be as highly captained.
I think Salah will be more captain this week than he was previous game week, obviously, just because he scored 2 goals.
Yeah,
and he looked better in terms of when Darwin and him play up front, and with the fixture too, Southampton at home. I think people might sway more to Salah this week, but I think Haaland overall will still have a high captaincy over him. But yeah, it's a tough one.
yeah. Depends because Ronaldo might start. I'll be surprised. Start Gurhi or Andreas. Andreas, I think. Yeah, I always try to play the attacking player. I love fake news when my team is set. Yeah, you're lucky if your team is set.
There's a good point actually. Man City is the early kickoff. Let's not forget.
Yeah.
We all know what early kickoffs are like though.
Oh, you never back the early kickoff. I guess there's
Nah,
that saying.
never about the early kickoff. There's always that saying. So does Haaland get a 2-pointer?
Nah, I mean I don't know if that exists for Haaland. I'm literally in pick team section in case Haaland doesn't start. Have to be quick to change the cap armband to Salah.
Or just put the vice captaincy on Salah if in that case.
Well, I mean, if you bring someone in, I mean, who would you bring in if Haaland doesn't start? If Haaland doesn't start, what are we doing, guys? Because assuming people are gonna bring Jesus, Darwin, and Martial in, and the other cheaper strikers. Oisin, start Gurhi, Dunk, or Pereira. Probably Pereira. I don't know. I always play the attacking player over the defender usually. Rashford to Foden or Tony to Nunes.
Tony to Nunes.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah, definitely.
Still 10 minutes before the lineup. So wait, let me just see what my plans are. So if Haaland is starting, I am doing Mitrovic, sorry, not Mitrovic, Alvarez out and Haaland in. And I'm doing, who was I taking out?
Mitro.
Yeah, Mitch. Was I taking Mitch? No, I was taking Alvarez out. What was my -4? My plan -4. I have just forgot what I was gonna do. It was De Bruyne out. It
Oh
was De
yeah,
Bruyne out.
De
Yeah,
Bruyne
and
out.
for Foden for a -4. De Bruyne and Haaland in for Alvarez and De Bruyne, innit?
Yep, that I think that was the move.
Yeah, I'm just confusing myself. So two Man City players out for two Man City players in for a -4. Would you guys do that? De Bruyne out, Alvarez out, Foden in, Haaland in for a -4. That's what I'm thinking to do, to just so I can captain Haaland, basically.
If
um,
that's what you're going to do, you might have to do it before the team news comes out.
do you think it's worth it for a -4 to captain Haaland when I could just get Nunes in for a free transfer and go to, and but then I wouldn't have Haaland, but I'll have KDB, I guess.
Yeah, you might have to do that. I think just hope.
Yeah, I
But
mean the problem is though. No, I think I might risk it. I might risk it and wait for team news at this rate. I mean, I may as well. There's like what 5 minutes left or so before we get team news. What do you think of my team? Pope, Trippier, White, Cancelo, Rashford, Zaha, Martinelli, Salah, Jesus, Haaland, Wilson, bench, Andreas, Webster, go. Would you sub someone else in? Um, Team looks pretty good, I think. Trippier, White, Cancelo is fine. Rashford's fine. Zaha, Martinelli, Salah, Jesus, Haaland. Now I like the team. Maybe Wilson is the one you might want to take out if you haven't done your moves yet. Because Wilson looks like he's still ill and he's not going to play. So, but maybe you just have Andreas come on if Wilson misses out. So you could be fine. Mings, Dunk, Alvarez, or the bench. You want Alvarez first bench for sure. And Mings probably last. Back the early kickoff is Man City.
yeah, we've heard of kickoffs. They've never really been that great. So does that mean for Man City it'd be the same?
Martial, Solanke, or Firmino. Martial.
Solanke.
Oh, okay. Solanke over Martial. Interesting.
Yeah, I think it might be more worth Bournemouth against Everton than Fulham against Man United. I just don't know with Man United away
Yeah.
as well.
I did Mitro to Jesus as well. Says.
Yeah, I think that's the move. I think you know what, I'm gonna do that transfer move now. I'm
All
not
right,
gonna wait
I'll
until
let you
the
do it. All right, cool. You might as well lock it in.
yeah. I'm gonna
You're
do
going
that.
without Haaland then.
Yeah, I'm 100% going about Haaland. Whether that works out or not, I will
You
not
might
know.
regret it, but don't want to talk you out of anything.
Okay, so let me just make the transfer. That is make that. Yeah, that is the way.
So
So
what was it? Mitrovic to Jesus
yeah,
free transfer.
Mitch out and Jesus in for one free transfer. And I will confirm. No, and that's done. Yeah, that's all good.
There you go.
And
Jordan's done his moves. Maybe I should do what you're doing and just do the move now because if the app crashes on me,
yeah, that's my scare. I don't want to be stressing over the app crashing again.
fair play says Barnsley because obviously you've made your move and you can
Thank you,
just chill
Barnsley.
now, I guess, for the last
Yeah,
15
I can
while
relax.
we're all panicking to bring someone in. Your team looks fine though, I guess. Well, you just have to hope. You've got no Man City attacking players, so
Yeah,
just
I
pray they
so
keep it. Oh, it's not too bad, I guess.
I'm glad it's the early kickoff though. It gives me a bit more hope.
Yeah, 5 minutes left for servers to go down. Yeah, probably. Drew, switch Wilson for Martial. Yeah, I'd probably switch it. I'd probably do that move. Okay, 5 minutes to go, guys, before team news. I actually need
Yep.
these team news as well because Alvarez is. I'll switch back to my team. So this is my team, guys. For those that have just joined, I've got Mitrovic currently flagged, and I've got De Bruyne and Alvarez in my team as well. The plan is, my plan currently is De Bruyne out for Foden if I hear he starts, and Alvarez out for Haaland. So for a -4. If not, I could just do the free transfer um Mitrovic to Darwin if I hear Alvarez is going to play. Um, if Alvarez is starting, then I'm keeping him for sure. Any other suggestions? Want to get Wilson out? Yeah, Wilson to Martial looks fine, and Jesus as well.
I'd
If
say
you,
Solanke as well.
yeah, it depends how much money you have. So we don't. It's hard to say how much money you have in your team. Let us know what you have in the bank because if you can, Jesus is fine, Martial's fine around that price range. Darwin, if you have a bit more money, 9 million. Probably don't, but
0.1.
oh, he's got 0.1 in the bank.
How much is Wilson?
Well, yeah, I'll have to check. How much is Wilson? Let us know. I think he's about 7.9 in need or something like that. I'm not checking right now because I'm literally on this. I'll
I
let
can
you check.
probably check. Yeah, because
7.4.
oh, he's 7.4. So I leave
So
7.5.
Martial is, yeah, you can afford Martial. Bring Martial in.
Yeah, either Martial or Solanke. You can definitely afford
Yeah,
Solanke. He's 5.9
yeah.
already.
I'm going Martial though for him. I think I'd prefer that. Anyway, um, 2 minutes before servers go down. And also, guys, please do drop a like on the video if you haven't already. Don't know how many likes we're on, but please drop a like and subscribe to the channel. Okay. Got my moves planned. Kind of want Darwin in my team, you know.
Yeah,
Okay,
quite.
apparently Haaland starts, but this is not from the league.
Oh.
Someone else is saying Haaland starting, which City fans.
City fans still not trouble.
You know what? I'm gonna do it early and bring Foden in as well. Just another -4, you know, which I don't really want to take.
I'm kind of glad Man City's the early kickoff because I can get over and done with after that game's finished. Like after the Haaland damage is done.
Hold on, I'm gonna do it on my phone. I'll be playing a 4-5-1. I'll be playing Andreas if I bring Haaland in, which I don't know if that's.
It's not bad to be playing Andreas, I don't think.
Shall I bring Foden or Kulusevski in?
Personally, for me, I'll be Kulusevski all the way. I don't think that's a competition.
All right, it's 45. What's happening? Why bring in Foden? Yeah. If he starts, then I definitely want Foden. I think he's a good pick this week, but obviously we've seen that he doesn't really start in the last few weeks, which does worry me.
The app hasn't crashed yet.
Hold on.
The suspense is killer.
I'm just literally on my phone seeing what this video is about. I'm muted myself, so sorry, bear with me a sec.
Oh, Haaland and Foden start according to the chat. Yeah, it looks like they're both starting.
Sorry, I was muted because I played a video on my phone. Hold on, let me just do my. So I was playing that video and I didn't know if I'd get a copyright strike or whatever. So I didn't want to play the video. So I muted myself. My team's done. My team's done. Let me refresh the website. Probably going to crash on me now, isn't it?
Oh, that's good.
Boom. That was smooth. That was way more smooth than I thought it'd go. I thought it'd be done by now, the website.
And the hot fix worked.
All right. That is the team, guys. But yeah, guys, make your moves. I mean, the website's still up, so maybe this week something's happened with the servers. Maybe FPL have fixed the servers. But yeah, just to clarify for those people that missed what I did say I was going to do these moves for a -4. So I took out De Bruyne and I took out Alvarez. So I've took out 2 Man City players to bring in another 2 Man City players, and I've bought in Haaland and Foden. And I've captained Haaland. So that is the moves I've made, guys. Haaland and Foden are in. Haaland's my captain. Just to go through my team: Guaita in goal, a back four of Fabian Schär, Trent, Gurhi, Cancelo. Playing a 5 in midfield of Martinelli, Foden, Salah, Saka, and Andreas Pereira, who will have to play for me because Mitrovic is injured. And Haaland starts up top and is my captain. So whether it works or not, we'll see. Hopefully, it does work out for me. I've been going without Darwin as well. Obviously, I was going to bring Darwin in, but I went Haaland. Now I can go sleep. Lol. It's 5:48 a.m. where you are in Colombia, aren't you?
Oh,
So
good
fair
morning.
play to that's some dedication right there. Fair play to you in Colombia. And waking up at in crazy hours to do your transfers. I guess that's why we love FPL. I guess. But yeah, shout out to you for the shout out. David says nice one. The website's still up, guys. So yeah, do your moves. Yeah, De Bruyne should be playing, as far as I'm aware. He should play. Alvarez out. Yep, looks like it. Yeah, for those that did miss the news, Foden and Haaland are both starting. Start Warder Pope. Who you starting, Jordan? All right, Pope. Who does Leicester have?
West Ham.
Okay. Yeah, probably play Pope. Captain Haaland or Salah. I mean, I've gone Haaland. I've got Salah as well in my team. I've got both, so I'm choosing Haaland over Salah. Now I need. I want to see what the effective ownership is going to be as well of both players. I feel like that will impact a lot this weekend in regards Haaland, because a lot of people did sell Haaland. De Bruyne playing. Yeah, I mean, not heard any news he's not playing, so yeah, he should play. I think he will. Yeah, shouldn't be any worries regarding. Yeah, KDB will play, guys. Who will be first bench, Bailey or Alvarez?
Probably Bailey, I think. Because I think if Arnold's starting now, I don't think Alvarez is going to. So I'll probably put Bailey first bench.
And obviously, Alvarez. Then again, Alvarez might be able to come on. Lads, reckon Bernardo Silva will start. I think he will start. Yeah, I think he will start. But obviously, that's just a guess from me. It's no news. But yeah, I think he will start. Thoughts on Konate for Justin? Yeah, Konate's got a nice fixture at home to Southampton, so maybe the Liverpool do keep a clean sheet. I don't know with Liverpool. Liverpool's defense hasn't been good this season at all in terms of clean sheets. But if you need someone, then Konate doesn't have to be the worst pick in the world. Fazid says start Wilson or Solanke, Jordan.
Probably start Wilson just in case he might play, but I doubt he will. But start him anyway. But if not, then obviously Solanke coming for you on the first bench player.
Start Gabriel or Perisic.
I'll definitely start Gabriel. I think with Perisic, I don't know if Spurs can keep a clean sheet, and we don't know where Perisic is going to start in terms of his position.
Yeah, I think Perisic will start on wing back. So they'll play the back five, and then Perisic will be the left wing back. Can you not start both? I mean, what formation are you play in a different type of formation? I'm guessing. Must have a good bench. I'd still probably play Perisic, if I'm being honest. But I don't know. I'm not sure. That's a tight one. It's a tough one. But I always go for the attacking threat. I think Perisic does provide more attacking threat, even though Gabriel scored the other day, didn't he, against Chelsea?
Yeah, I think if Arsenal get a lot of quarters, then Gabriel may potentially get another one.
With the Martial and Haaland rumours, down a -4. Mitrovic to Solanke, Wilson to Darwin Núñez. Good luck, folks. Yeah, nice moves. Yeah, good luck to everyone as well in the chat. Hopefully you all get your green arrows this weekend. And if you haven't, guys, as always, I got to mention it. Please do drop a like and subscribe. We just hit past 600 subs. So next target is 700. So please do get us there. It looks like FPL have fixed the servers, haven't they?
Yeah, they did mention a hot fix for the servers in preparation for in case they did crash again. So I think the hot fix worked for the server. It seems to have held up. So it's nice to see.
Yeah, it's nice that the servers look like stabilized. Also, there's 5 minutes left as well, isn't there?
Yeah, just about 5 minutes left. And yeah, you can still make your transfers.
Yeah, Foden's the one. I need Foden to go big for me this weekend. What's his ownership? Let me just double check. Hopefully it's quite low. 21%.
I'm surprised it's still that high.
Yes, same. Haaland, 82.4%.
Whoa, that's killer.
If he scores hat trick or anything like that, then
that's it. Retire.
KDB to Kulusevski. Mitrovic to Haaland. Good luck, lads. Yeah, that's something why I did that sort of same move, but I did Foden in. I bought Foden in instead of Kulusevski. Is Foden starting? Yeah, according to the leaks, yes, he should be starting. So yeah, I've bought Foden in, and I'm hoping he does pay off because Foden, and I bought him in that week before he got benched. It was so frustrating that I bought him in and then he doesn't play, and I'm hoping he can actually pay off now because he had a good start to the season and he just started getting benched from out of nothing. So maybe there's something going on with him and Pep. I don't know what it was, but now he's starting. Hopefully, he can reward us Foden owners. Your team's done, right? Let me just go back to your team.
Yeah. So,
Captaincy Salah as well.
Yeah, captain Salah, vice captain Zaha, and yeah, 3-5-2.
Pal says start Firmino or Almiron. Try start both if you have both. Play free at the back.
But definitely Almiron.
Yeah, you want Almiron playing for sure. But I'd play both. You don't want to be benching Firmino or anyone like that. Have you guys used your triple captain? Nope. I have my triple captain chip still left, and I hope to use it probably in a double game week.
Yeah, I think everyone's going to use that in the Man City double game. We can put it on Haaland. I think that's
Yeah.
that's an obvious one. That triple captain.
Yeah, that's what people are probably going to do. Maybe boring actually as well, using on Haaland on a double game week. But yeah, it's a deadline. We've got 2-3 minutes left before we've got to do our score predictions as well, haven't we?
Oh yes.
Do our score predictions. Let me go switch back to my team. Almiron over Saka, Martinelli or Zaha? No, probably not. But you'd want to play him.
Yeah.
What's your bench like? Because you've got Firmino as well. Nah, not over. You'd want to play Saka, Martinelli for sure against Wolves. And Zaha has Nottingham Forest, so you'd want to play Zaha as well. You don't want to bench Almiron either, though.
Definitely not. I'll be bench Firmino in that case. Yeah, I'll say bench Firmino and start Almiron.
Barnesy, my transfers have updated on the website, but not on my phone. I mean, you should be fine. If it's done it on the website, then it should update on your phone. I wouldn't be too worried if it's gone through on the website. But this stream is a lot more calmer than last week's. Last week at this time it was panic stations, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was absolute pandemonium of what was going on, what was working, what was not working. Is it confirmed? Is it not confirmed? I think I've got grey hairs in that deadline stream.
Yeah. All right, not long less left now. What, a minute?
Yeah, just under a minute. Make your transfers, guys. You got less than a minute if you haven't already before the deadline ends, because next time will be after Boxing Day.
Yep, last game week left. Hopefully we can end it on a green arrow before the World Cup, and then enjoy the World Cup. Obviously, we will be making content on that as well next week. Lucata says, thanks, just saw your stream 2 minutes ago, forgot the deadline. Yeah, it's an earlier deadline. I know last week, was it last week was a later deadline, or was it 1:30?
Yeah, 1:30 last deadline, so it was a bit more later on in the day.
Yeah, hopefully you done your moves, Lucata, because that is it now, 11 o'clock, so deadline is up. Let us know the moves you guys made. And also, drop it in the comments below who your captain is this week, guys. I just want to see. I want to gauge the captaincy. Have you gone Haaland like I have, or have you gone Salah like Jordan has? Let us know your captaincy here. So everyone, drop it in the comments. Who have you captained? Ikem says Haaland, so that's one Haaland there. Let us know. And if you haven't already, guys, please do drop a like on the stream if you've just joined. Nervous about Salah, need him to blank, says Felix Fleming. Hamza, another Haaland captain in the chat. Anyone gone Salah on captain? Drop it, let us know. I was going to captain Salah myself. I know you've gone Salah captain, Jordan.
Yeah, quite confident with that.
Lucas says he's gone Kane. What'd you make of that?
Not a bad move. Not many people would have gone with Kane. And despite the fixture, it might be underlooked. May pay off really well, Lucas.
I mean, he's got a good fixture. Leeds at home, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a great fixture.
And Leeds do concede quite a lot of goals. They do let in. So it could be one of those, high scoring games. Like I can see Spurs and Leeds being a high scoring game. So I think Kane isn't a bad shout at all. No panic in the end. Yeah, it was a lot more calm this stream. Nice to see the website held up. And even the app. I had no issues doing my moves. Okay, let's bring up fixtures. All right, Jordan. I'm going to bring up the fixtures now.
There's a lot of games today.
There is, isn't there?
Yeah, bless. 8 games. Wow.
Yeah. I didn't realize there's this many games today, if I'm being honest. They're all obviously because of the World Cup, I guess. They thought they'd fit them all in on the Saturday. No Monday games. And then Sunday only surprisingly has 2 games, which is interesting. Anyway, let's predict what's going to happen in these matches. A lot of football. First game, early kickoff. And that is Man City at home to Brentford. It's a 12:30 kickoff. Kickoff under in about an hour and a half. So, yeah, Jordan, you'll probably be panicking in that game as David says, we'll be panicking the entire time Haaland is on the pitch. So, are you looking forward to that? Probably not. I mean, what's your prediction for Man City Brentford?
I mean, because it's the early kickoff, that does give me a bit of hope because early kickoffs we never back. And normally it don't really work out. But if I had to give a score prediction for this, I'll probably say 2-1 Man City.
2-1. You think they'll concede as well?
Yeah, I think they'll let everyone through in that game. Brentford are an attacking team. Let's not forget. I know it's an away fixture and Man City are pretty solid at home, but they do slip goals behind them.
Okay. Yep. I don't know. I think Man City are going to find it quite easy today. Assuming they don't get a red card or anything, obviously. I'm going to go Man City 4-0. 4-0 comfortable victory over Brentford. I think they'll put a couple past them. Yeah, I actually do. It's why I was scared of Haaland. Like, that's why I brought him in, because I think it's going to be a high scoring for Man City. I'll go 4-0. But we'll see. Obviously, I've got triple City, which is what I wanted against Brentford. And I'll be watching that game as well. So let us know what games you guys are watching this today. Then moving on to some 3 o'clock kickoffs. There's a lot of 3 o'clock games today. Bournemouth at home to Everton. I don't have any players from that game, but people have Solanke. Some people have Everton players as well. What are we saying for Bournemouth and Everton?
I think it's same score. I think 2-1 Bournemouth. I think Bournemouth can win that game.
Okay. 2-1 Bournemouth. I'm going to go for 1-1. I think. I'm going to go 1-1 Bournemouth Everton. I think Bournemouth will get something and hold Everton out. Moving on to Liverpool against Southampton. Another, game for Liverpool at home. Hopefully, obviously, you've got Captain Salah, so you'll be keeping a keen eye on that game. I own Trent, and I know Liverpool's defense hasn't lived up to that expectation that we're used to. But it looks like a good fixture on paper for Liverpool to get back to, getting some wins on the belt again. And what are you saying for Liverpool and against Southampton?
I think 3-1 Liverpool. I
Three
think
one.
Southampton will score. Yeah, they did have chances to score against Newcastle, but couldn't finish. So I think there is a chance that Southampton do score in that game. So yeah, I'm saying 3-1 Liverpool.
3-1 Liverpool. Okay, interesting. So we expect most of Liverpool's players are still, the midfield is now back from injury. Nunes is going to play. We know I'm going to go 2-1 Liverpool. I think Liverpool will score 2 goals early, quite early, and then I think they'll concede late on against Southampton. So I think 2-1, and then I'll lose the clean sheet points, obviously, as I always do from Trent. Um, Moving on to Nottingham Forest at home to Palace. Um, for those that have Zaha still, could be a good fixture. What's your predictions for that game, Jordan?
This is a weird one because this might not look as easy as it does look like on the screen. But if I had to give a score prediction for this, I'd probably say um, maybe 2-1 Crystal Palace.
2-1 Palace.
Yeah, I think it'll be a close game, even though it doesn't look like it should be. But I think 2-1 Crystal Palace.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you there. I think same scoreline, Palace 2-1 away win. I think Zaha might get on the score sheet as well. So yeah, I think it could be a good game for Palace to get the win. Moving on to another big game, or big game for those that have Spurs assets. Kulusevski, Perisic, Harry Kane, as someone in the chat, Lukata said as well in the chat, he's gone Kane captain. So what we're saying for Spurs and Leeds, Spurs at home, a disappointing result being knocked out of the Carabao Cup in the midweek. They need to bounce back. Are we seeing an easy win for Spurs or?
No, I wouldn't say it's an easy win for that. I don't think. I think it'll be a high scoring one for sure. But I do think Spurs can win it, so I'm going to go with 3-2 Spurs.
Wow,
I do think, yeah,
that's what I was going to say exactly as well. 3-2 Spurs.
yeah, I think they'll let in a goal too. I think Spurs are a bit leaky in defence, but they do make good comebacks. Spurs as well.
Yeah, I'm going to go 3-2 Spurs. I think there's goals in this game which could work in favour for those that have Harry Kane and even Kulusevski. Um, West Ham at home to Leicester as another 3 o'clock. I think the last 3 o'clock game for today. What we saying? Thoughts on that game?
This is a fixture that is another high scoring one in the previous past. But in this case, because West Ham haven't scored many this season, I'll probably go for 2-1 Leicester.
2-1 Leicester. You're going for Leicester
Yeah.
win then?
Yeah, I think Leicester will get the win, but I'm hoping Bowen can score at least one.
See, I didn't realize, obviously, but just going through the goal scoring stats. So obviously, Man City have scored 39 goals this season in the Premier League, which is the most by any team. Second is Arsenal with 31 goals in the Premier League. West Ham have scored 12 goals this season, and they are the 18th. So they're the third worst team in terms of goals scored, West Ham, which is only 12 goals in their games, which is a worry for West Ham. Like, they're not scoring many goals this season so far. And looking at who they've got Leicester. Leicester have surprisingly, obviously, Leicester didn't have a great start at all to the season, but Leicester are seventh in goals scored. 23 goals for Leicester this season, which is more than Man United and Chelsea. So maybe people are surprised with that stat, but yeah. So I'm going to go 2-0 Leicester. I think Leicester will keep another clean sheet as well. I know it's at home as well. West Ham at home. So maybe they can nick a goal, West Ham, but I expect Leicester to win. So yeah, I'll go Leicester 2-0. Moving on to Newcastle and Chelsea, big game. Probably the best fixture for today in terms of two teams up there, you'd say.
Yeah, definitely.
Newcastle on fire. As we've seen, Almiron, Wilson probably won't play. And Chelsea have struggled as well in recent league games. So what are we saying for that game? Do you expect Newcastle to carry on and getting in and finishing the top four heading to the World Cup.
Yeah, I can see Newcastle winning that game. Chelsea in the past 4 game weeks have been terrible in all positions. I think Newcastle can blitz Chelsea completely through this game. So I'm going to say a score prediction of 3-0 Newcastle. I think
Ooh.
it will be a comfortable win for them because Chelsea don't look like the team they were with Tuchel as manager.
I'm gonna go for 2-1 Newcastle. I think it'll be tighter, but I think Newcastle can get the job done at home. And with the form they're in, it's hard to back against Newcastle. So yeah, I'll go 2-1 Newcastle. Moving on to the late kickoff of today, 7:45 kickoff. So late kickoff for a Saturday. Wolves at home to Arsenal. Another big game. Obviously, you've got triple Arsenal. A lot of us have Saka. A lot of us have Martinelli, Jesus. Are we thinking it's a comfortable win for Arsenal in this one?
I think so, yes, absolutely a comfortable win. I'm going to give this a very high score line as well, just because I've tripped Arsenal, but also I think they can score many goals behind them. I'm going to say 5-0 Arsenal.
5-0.
Yeah.
Damn. No hope for Wolves then. I'm going to go for 3-0 Arsenal. I do think it'll be comfortable as well. So yeah, I'll go 3-0 Arsenal. And that is the Saturday's fixtures out the way. So yeah, let's move on to the Sunday's games. There is 2 fixtures on Sunday. The first game of Sunday, 2 o'clock kickoff, is Brighton at home to Villa. Villa obviously coming off the back of a win against United in the league. Obviously, they lost to them in the Carabao. Brighton picked up a bit of form as well, scoring a few goals. What do you make of this game?
It's going to be a tough to call this game because both teams have been good and great at the same time, or great and bad at the same time. But if I had to give a score prediction, I'd probably say 1-1. I think it'll be a draw.
1-1, you going?
Yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah, I'll go 1-1 actually as well. I agree with you. I think it will be a score draw. I think Aston Villa have shown a bit of something about them under Unai Emery. They're looking a lot better than they were under Gerrard. Brighton, we know they have the threat of players like Trossard, etc. So yeah, 1-1. Actually, you know what? I'll change it. I'll go 2-1 Brighton. I think my differential pick, Mitoma. Watch out for him this week. Maybe he gets on the score sheet. We'll see. I'll go 2-1 Brighton. And then finally, the last game of Sunday, final game before the World Cup, Fulham at home to Manchester United at Craven Cottage. What are we saying for Fulham and Man United?
Saying as a Man United fan, this is a tough fixture away for Man United. I think it's a blessing that Mitrovic is not playing in that game. But if I had to give a score prediction for that game, I'll probably say 2-1 Man United. I think they can just about win that game.
Okay. I agree with you in that sense. I think it will be a tough game for United. I know Mitrovic is out, which is unfortunate for Fulham. I think if he did play, it could have been a bit of a different game in the sense that obviously he's their main man. And without Mitrovic, I think it will be a bit harder for Fulham. So I'll go with a 2-1 Man United win as well. I think it will be tight, but I expect Man United to just get the job done as well. 2-1, same prediction as well. But yeah, guys, those are the fixtures out the way. So we'll see how it goes, and hopefully our predictions. We'll see our predictions are right. But yeah, we are back again, obviously on Sunday, aren't we? For the knee jerk live reactions, where we'll be reacting to all these games and talking about how our team have done in terms of points scored and etc. So do join us for our stream on Sunday as we react to our points straight after the Man United Fulham game, actually. And also, if you haven't, guys, please do drop a like on the stream if you have enjoyed the video. And also, please do subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hamza says, great stream, guys. Keep it up. Thank you for your comment, Hamza. Appreciate it. I went for Martial over Jesus. Fulham will attack and he's more direct. Might regret not going for the 90-minute man, though. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
I mean,
Martial is still a good pick this week.
yeah, I think he's a good pick if he does score early on in the game. I think if he doesn't score later on, then it might be a bit of a regret.
Mm. Jordan is so not scared of Haaland. I'm starting to think he might beat him in a fight. Yeah, you're not that worried. I mean, you might be worried unless you're
I,
giving out. Yeah, how do you feel on him?
I'm at comfort because it is the first fixture of the day at 12:30. So as well as it being an early fixture, I can literally breathe after the damage is done from Haaland if he does do damage in this fixture,
Yeah,
and then I can just watch the other ones happily.
or it could ruin the rest of your weekend if Haaland goes and bags a hat trick, and
Yeah,
De Bruyne as well gets involved with a couple of assists or Foden. I don't know,
yeah. I
but yeah,
mean, if if it's damage limitation from Haaland getting a hat trick, I'm just hoping the rest of my team can outperform what he's done. Pretty
yeah.
much, that's the
I
only
mean,
hope I have.
you've got Nunes, and Nunes against Southampton is a good game. I think. I mean, I'd love to have Nunes against Southampton. I think he could definitely score in that game. Will you be playing World Cup fantasy? Yes, we will. We will actually be making content on it as well. So if you do want to watch that, um, stay tuned. We will have a. We're going to do a video probably. We'll start next week. We're going to start making videos leading up to we'll do our team selection for World Cup and we'll pick our squads. And yeah, we plan to play that fantasy World Cup game as well. So hopefully you guys do enjoy that. Cheers, lads. Enjoyed that. All the best. Cheers to you as well, Felix, for
Thanks. See.
joining the stream. Uh, Kuanda, 90 points will be good this game week. Haaland and Salah hat trick will be good. I'd love that, if I'm being
Yeah,
honest.
yeah. Speaking of high points, definitely high scoring game week. I think this week.
Yeah, for sure. Could be. Man City at home, Liverpool at home, Spurs at home, you know, Arsenal away, but they've got Wolves, so it could be a lot of good fixtures for points. Man United as well going away to Fulham. Newcastle play Chelsea, which could be good. Darag, have you got Man City team news yet? Is Mahrez starting? I'm not sure about Mahrez. I don't think he is starting.
No, he hasn't started many times this season in Premier League wise.
Um, no, we know Foden is starting according to the leaks. We know Haaland is starting. We know KDB starting and Bernardo as well. But I've not heard about Mahrez. If I'm being honest, I don't know if Mahrez is going to end up starting. We should hear the team news literally in about 10 minutes anyway.
Yeah, to confirm.
Yeah. Nanje says, "What's your best FPL memory?" Good question, actually.
Ooh,
I mean, I'll have to think of this actually. What is my best FPL memory? I mean, in terms of that, I'll have to say start of last season. This was actually before I started making the FPL content. Um, I think start of last season, I bought Ben Rama in early doors, and he did do really well for me, and Antonio as well. I don't know for those that played last season. I think it was last season. No, sorry, not last season. Was it like the season before? No, last season.
yeah, I think it was
So
last
I
season.
bought in Antonio. I think I captained Antonio, and then it paid off. I think he got a hat trick or something like that. And then my rank went up to like 3K overall rank, and that was the highest I've ever been. So my best memory probably been in the top 3K, and that was the highest I reached at any point when playing. So yeah, probably that. In terms of standalone, like I don't know, probably that getting up to 3K rank, but obviously it didn't end up staying there. But let's see if I can do it this season. Obviously, the rank at the moment isn't looking great, but it's been a strange season. Do you have one, Jordan?
If I had to pick, I'd probably say this was last season, by the way. Also, uh, the Man United game, I think in game week 2, where I had Bruno Fernandes and he did score a hat trick, I believe,
Oh,
in that game. And I feel like when I saw Man United playing that game, it looked really good at the start of the season. And
it was
Bruno
against Leeds, isn't
Fernandes,
it?
yeah, I think so. I think that was the fixture, but yeah, Bruno Fernandes' hat trick was a sensation at that time, and I think that's my best FPL memory that I have so far. Obviously, there'll be many more to come, but at the moment, that is the one for me.
Brian says looking forward to it. Yeah, World Cup tournament is when does it start? The World Cup's on the 20th, isn't it? 20th of November
Yeah,
is the first game.
20th of November, so literally in
What?
8 days.
Yeah, and that should be good. Like, and obviously the content is going to be out on it. So do subscribe if you don't want to miss out on that. And yeah, we'll have a lot to cover you for the World Cup. Chasing arrows. Glad I had money in the bank. So Mitrovic to Darwin only transfer yesterday. Yeah, I mean that's the move I was thinking of doing as well. If I was gonna go just use the one transfer, I think that's a good move. I like Darwin as we mentioned, who's got a nice fixture as well against Southampton at home. Oh, yep. How long left till the City? Like we might as well. Do you want to stay till the City team?
Yeah, we might as well
To
just to make sure everything's all confirmed and official of the lineups as we heard from the leaked ones.
I'll let you take this one.
Dara says, very annoyed. Hopefully, I can get a green arrow this week. Currently on 5 red arrows in a row, dropping from 20k to about 220k. Wow, that's a massive drop. But hopefully, back end of the season with all chips in hand, can do something. Yeah, I mean it's still early on in the season. You can't forget that, and anything can change from here to now. It's very
Yeah,
much what your rank explains. From 20k to 220k is how quick it can change in the FPL season, and this has been a weird one for a lot of people. A lot of people are struggling at the moment for rank gains because a lot of
it's
unpredictable players have done well this season, which we never thought would out of the blue.
yeah, and also the fact is a lot of the ranks at the top are so congested. Like it's only 1 or 2 points separating people. And if you've still got your chips in hand, like we all do as well, then it could pay off because a lot of people have used their free hit, etc., or whatever. So yeah, hopefully we can start making a climb up. Um, Brian says he went from 60k to 537k, 6 red arrows in a row, 1 week left for that green arrow. Yeah, I mean I can't remember what I had. I had like 400k at one point or 300k. I think early on, and then I went. Now I'm at 1.3 mil, so I'm haven't even broken into the top 1 million yet, which is annoying. But as I'm hoping to break in second half of the season and still get a respectable rank. It has been my lowest rank ever, probably at this stage of the season. So I think around this stage last season, I was in like the top 10k, which big come down. But let's it's not it's still early. Whether I get top 10k probably is looking not looking great, but if I still can get a respectable finish, then I'll take that. But we'll see. Long way to go. Um, Brian says, "Who do you think will win the World Cup? I would love to see Messi get his hands on the trophy." Um,
Hmm.
I mean, yeah, Messi getting his hands on that trophy that he's won everything, hasn't he? But the World Cup would be amazing for him on his record. But they have a chance. I think Brazil look quite nice. France are always going to be strong as well. Um, but I can't. I don't really know. I don't feel like there's a standout team like that. Last World Cup, we knew France was going to be up there. France will probably still be up there, but I don't know if they'll do it back to back World Cups. So
No, and it'll be Messi's last World Cup as well,
yeah,
and a lot for many players like Ronaldo as well,
mm,
and other players that are now getting on in age, so they might give it all they can to
yeah,
win this World Cup.
yeah, for sure. Um, Kwanda says he's moved up last few game weeks from 1.1 to 500k. Yeah, so it is possible, guys, because if you just have a one great week, couple of differentials, you can move up because the right ranks are so tightly, put together. All the bad players are getting benefit from random hauls from some different players. Feels bad. Yeah, look at Almiron is a prime example. Who saw that coming? His start of the season he's had. Not that
Yeah,
I don't think he's a good player, but the impact he's having. He's getting hauls every time he's playing, pretty much.
Yeah, it's just basically players that have been at the club for a long time are benefiting this season. It's like Pascal Gross, for example, at the start, another player that has played for Brighton for many years, but
Yeah.
somehow has had a explosive season at the start. It's just it's quite a shock.
Nanjay, I really hope you guys' channel keeps growing. Love the content, very interactive. Thank you for that
Thanks,
kind words,
Nanja.
Nanjay. No, but yeah, hopefully we can grow the channel more. And obviously, you've been supporting us from day one, really. So yeah, thank you for all your support. And if you guys are enjoying the content, that's good to hear. Um, Pawan says Messi or Ronaldo. Oh, not the Messi or Ronaldo debates again. Oh, what's happened here? Okay, let me just get your team up for now. Yeah, I prefer Messi personally, but they're both great players.
Yeah, if I had to compare, I'd probably say Messi at the moment over Ronaldo.
France don't have a great midfield this year with Pogba and Kante out. Yeah, I was going to say France's midfield doesn't look as strong as it usually does. In previous years, a lot of players that are out, but France, we know they've got Mbappe, they've got Benzema, etc. So they're always going to be up there for. They're always going to be up there. But Nan JCR7 all the way. What are we thinking of Portugal? Portugal have a good squad. Ronaldo in there as well.
Yeah, Portugal.
They got a
Yeah,
good team.
yeah, Cancelo, Bruno Fernandes, obviously Ronaldo. So yeah, it does look like a strong, formidable team from Portugal.
Yeah.
One to look out for definitely in the World Cup.
Yeah. Netherlands, obviously Holland, another one that I think got a good team as well. Good defense. But yeah. Steve, seriously worried about another red arrow as I have no Salah.
Do you have no Haaland then?
Assuming he's got Haaland. If you've captain Haaland, you still should be fine. David Hamill, comment here as well. What do we think of the England squad?
Honestly, not great.
Yeah, go. I'll let you go.
Considering Luke Shaw is the only left back that we have, really, in the England squad is a very concerning thing because we've got none at all.
I forgot the lineup. I forgot what the team is, so I'm gonna quickly bring up the players that got selected. I'm not sure about England, if I'm being honest.
No, not this year. I don't think.
Obviously they had a great Euros going to the final, but just looking at their squad, their midfield I think could do some work. England's midfield probably isn't the strongest, if I'm being honest. Darrak said Trippier can play left back and then Trent right back with Ben White covering as a backup right back. Yeah, Ben White can do a job at the right back as we've seen with Arsenal. He's doing a good job there. Yeah, England, the midfield I think is the main worry if you're an England fan. You've got Rice, I guess. You've got Bellingham, who knows the top player. Rice, Bellingham, and maybe who else? They got Mount in there. So it's the midfield. Henderson. He probably won't start. So I think midfield is probably the main worry with England, but maybe also the formation, whether you play the five at the back. It'd be interesting to see what Southgate does against their first game is against Iran. Does he go back five against Iran? Which I don't know if there's any point really doing that.
No.
A team like that where you want to attack.
Yeah, you definitely want to attack in that game.
Yeah. Actually, the Man City lineup is going to be out. I think it's out now. So I'm going to check that. Okay, bear with me for a sec, guys. Just going to bring up the Man City lineup. Okay, so there it is. Haaland does start. Foden does start. So Ederson in goal. They've got Stones, Akanji, Laporte, Cancelo, Rodri, De Bruyne, Gundogan, Bernardo, Haaland, Foden. So pretty much all the players that we'd want to start. You know, Foden was doubts. Haaland had doubts. De Bruyne, some people had doubts. So they all started. Alvarez is on the bench. Mahrez, for that comment earlier, Mahrez is actually benched, which doesn't surprise me, really. I didn't expect Mahrez to start. Grealish as well on the bench.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me either. Grealish on the bench.
Yeah.
I'm going to hide now, guys.
Yeah. Grealish not playing either. So the front three of Bernardo, Haaland, Foden looks quite good. Hopefully Foden can reward us owners with his first start in 3 in the league, I think. Missed the last 3 league games on the bench. But yeah, we are going to wrap it up, I think, the stream. Just want to say a massive thank you to everyone that has joined the stream. And, you know, if you haven't, please do drop a like on the video, guys. Oh, sorry. Wrong one. But yeah, just want to say, yeah, thank you for everyone that has just subscribed to the channel, all the new subscribers. And thank you for all your support in recent weeks. Hopefully we can get to 700 subs very, very soon as well. That's the next target. And yeah, we are going to wrap it up here, guys. Just want to say a big shout out to everyone in the chat as well. And yeah, anything else you'd like to add, Jordan?
Just one more thing from just Nanjay, a quick question. He says, if you guys could meet any player, who would it be?
Interesting. I'll let you take that. Who's your favorite player?
Yeah. If I had to meet a player, it would probably be Eric Cantona, if I'm honest.
Okay.
I think it'd be interesting to meet him, obviously, from Man United, legend.
Yeah. There you go. There you go. So Eric Cantona. Nice. For me, don't know really if I'm going way back on like legends and stuff. I mean, as a Liverpool fan, I don't know who I'd pick. I don't know actually. It's an interesting question. Maybe Steven Gerrard or someone like that. Maybe Stevie G. Don't know, because growing up, like he was one of my favorite players. You know, I used to like Gerrard, Owen as well, but yeah, maybe not Owen after what he did leaving to Man United. But yeah. Anything else I've missed? Can we not get a stream of Jordan watching the City game? Could be comedy gold. Yeah, we might start doing that. Watch along and stuff.
Yeah, trust me, Dave. You don't want to see the faces I would pull.
Yeah, maybe we'll do a few watch alongs. Let's see. We might have that in motion if you guys want to see something like that, but we'll see. And all the best, guys. Yeah, all the best. That's it from the FPL Duo. Hope you guys enjoy your weekend and enjoy the football the last week before the World Cup. And yeah, that's it from us. Hope to see you guys tomorrow for the Knee Jerk Live reaction stream at 7 p.m. UK time. Join us while we react to all our points and scores from the weekend. Should be a great stream, so do check us out and ring the notification bell so you don't miss out on any content. But yeah, that's it from the FPL Duo. And see you guys tomorrow. Take care and peace out.
Yeah, take it, guys. See you tomorrow and enjoy the football.